am super freaking excited. Let's go! Yes! Greetings, fellow inhabitants, to all the guests. I bid you welcome to the Island of Randomness. I am CGLD1130, and I am the Lord of the Island. And yes, the NVidia RTX GeForce RTX 30 series has been announced, and honestly, I've never been more excited than ever about any of this. And to be fair, whenever I saw the prices of the 3080 card specifically, and I'm going to zoom in real quickly here, at $700 for a 3080 card. I am a Pascal user. I use an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070. I've been a Pascal user ever since the 1070 was around, ever since it was like released. I got it as early as I could, and which is about like a week after it launched. So I said to myself, this is going to be an investment. Don't ever upgrade your graphics card unless something better is out. And sure enough, something better is indeed out. 10 gigabytes of GDDR6X RAM, 8,000 CUDA cores compared to 1,920 CUDA cores, which is an insane amount. Like over 700% more CUDA cores than the 1070 GTX, which is amazing now that you think about it. Here's the full specs of the cards, and yeah, this is what I've been using. I've been using Pascal for a long time. Yeah, up to 11 gigabytes GDDR5X, and I use like 8 gigabytes GDDR5X. This is up to 24 gigabytes GDDR6X. And to see that it's going to be 10 gigabytes of GDDR6X, I am ridiculously excited to see that it's going to be like, and it's coming out so soon. It's coming in literally 2 weeks from Thursday, and I'm ridiculously excited for it. 2 weeks from Thursday, September 17th. I unfortunately want to save my money because first and foremost, what I'm going to be doing is something of a secret project. It's definitely a secret project, but I'm not gonna be in Florida for a while. In November. That's what you'll only need to know. It'll have DLSS version 2 though, and obviously it's gonna be VR ready. Obviously, it's gonna be PCI Express Gen 4, and it's obviously Gen 3. We use Gen 6 NVIDIA encoder, Gen 3 NVIDIA decoder, and both of these use Gen 7 this uses Gen 7 encoder and Gen 5 decoder. It will use DX12 Ultimate. This will be perfect for streams and content creation, and I'm ridiculously happy to see that the 3080 with friggin' 8,704 CUDA cores, 1.71 boost clock in gigahertz, 10 gigabytes of GDDR6 RAM. I'm ridiculously excited for it, and $700. $700. That's a ridiculously cheap or ridiculously reasonable price for a ridiculously fast graphics card. Faster, 700% faster than my current 1070. Not a TI. It's not a TI. It's just a regular 1070. And if I combine the 3080 with the 3800X, this machine will need a better power supply, and I'm definitely going to be upgrading to a 1000 watt power supply. There's no joke about this. I'm definitely going to be upgrading to a 1000 watt power supply. If anything, this power supply will be the one that I'll definitely be using this power supply to I'll be definitely using this power supply to support this CPU and this GPU. I'm definitely going to be getting a new case, a couple of more hard drives and solid state drives and RAM, and gonna have to get everything situated and ready, and it's just gonna be insane. There's no question about it. This computer, that once I upgrade it, it's going to be insane. Around December, I should be having the computer fully upgraded to what I want it to be. With the graphics card, the CPU, the power supply, the hard drives, the solid state drives. I need as much storage as I can, so that what I could do later is I can use the storage to actively, use the SSD, use the NVMe SSD as just for the operating system. Use a couple of extra SSDs for certain games like Tower Unite, some Unreal games, and use use the hard disk drives for streaming, for video editing, and everything of the sort. Then we have this video. I have not seen the video yet, so we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a CJ's React at the same time as talking about the graphics cards themselves. So let's go ahead and listen to Linus. Hopefully the same radiant positivity that I have, he has as well. So let's see.
Did you guys just see the same thing I did? RTX 3070 is gonna outperform a 2080 Ti at less than half the price? $499. Is NVIDIA insane? I mean, even with all the leaks indicating that Ampere was gonna be super powerful.
Okay, so I never really much paid attention to the leaks because I was like, no joke, I've been away from Twitter for a while, and I'm trying to stay away from Twitter for a month to kind of get away from the negativity and the political aspects of Twitter. And I know I can blacklist words, but I feel like I want to take a break from Twitter because I want to make sure that I keep my mental state positive. So, and this definitely is helping. The NVIDIA 30 series is definitely helping. There's no question about it.
I was in no way ready for this. So, okay. Deep breath. There's a lot to get through here.
Yeah.
So let's get started. After an F in the chat for any recent 2080 Ti buyers.
Big F.
Ouch!
Big F.
Like, dang. Oh,
this is why okay, so sorry for pausing, Linus, but this is why I'm a Pascal user and I never went into Turing, because I knew it wasn't ready. I knew that the RTX 20 series was not the future. I knew that I was very skeptical. I was very happy with my 20, no, not my 20, what am I saying? I was very happy with my 10 series graphics card. I was very happy with my 1070. I was very, very happy with it. And I was just gonna keep it until, because the Turing I knew. I looked at reviews. I was very skeptical at first. I was like, okay, I'm gonna look at the reviews and see what happens. They said keep the Pascal graphics cards, and I'm like, cool, I'll keep my Pascal graphics card until the next series comes out. And I'm blown away by what I'm seeing. I am definitely going to be upgrading. I'm definitely going to be upgrading to a 3080 from a 1070 and enjoying 2 extra gigabytes of GDDR6X RAM. And you're probably thinking, oh, 2 gigabytes, that may not be different, but it's going to be very much faster, and with 700% more, 700% more CUDA cores than the 1070. I'm definitely upgrading.
and also our sponsor, and get free. Now, obviously, I'm not ready to hand NVIDIA their crown.
Hold up. Oh, you want an upgrade? Here's a fucking upgrade. Yeah, I like that.
Now, obviously, I'm not ready to hand NVIDIA their crown until we see the new cards for ourselves.
That's true.
Based on what they've shown, we are in for one heck of a ride. They announced, well, a lot, and we're gonna get to all of it. But the big one is Ampere is real, and Ampere is an absolute monster.
Yep.
As it turns out, the recent leaks were accurate in many, if not most ways.
Again, I really haven't paid attention to the leaks. I really never knew that there were leaks out. Shows how much avoiding leaks happens when you're away from social media for a while, huh?
Where Turing-based RTX 2000 GPUs were manufactured on TSMC's 12nm FinFET process, which was actually derived from their 16nm process, NVIDIA instead partnered with Samsung on a custom 8nm
Yeah, that one surprised me. Partnering with Samsung, that one really surprised me.
And the difference here is much bigger than we got moving from Pascal to Turing. Here's the thing, for over 3 years now, GeForce GPUs have had in the neighborhood of 20 to 25 million transistors per square millimeter. Ampere, around 60 million per square millimeter. That's over double. And breaking with what's become their habit lately, they didn't just use this increase in density to lower their own costs and keep selling us similar performance with some new features tacked on. The RTX 3080 boasts over 28 billion, that's with a B, transistors. What does that get us? Well, for starters, PCI Express Gen 4, upgraded tensor cores, oh, and casually, more than double the CUDA cores across the board. And
and more than 7 times the CUDA cores versus Pascal.
Here's the kicker. That's not compared to the cards that each of the 3000 series GPU replaces. That's compared to the previous generation's step up. I'm not kidding. On paper, every Ampere card that was announced, even the 3070, is faster than a 2080 Ti. To find the last time that this happened, a third rung down GPU being faster than the previous flagship, I had to dig pretty deep through the archives. Here's a review from AnandTech showing the 6600 GT beating the FX 5950. That was in 2004. And according to NVIDIA, things are even better than they seem. They claim we are getting a 1.9 times performance per watt improvement, 2.7 times the shader performance, 1.7 times the ray tracing performance, and 2.7 times the tensor core performance, which in the real world translates to, sorry, you'll have to give me a second.
He's doing calculation.
1 metric butt ton. NVIDIA showed another Marvel's fully ray-traced graphics demo, but while Turing ran it at 720p,
it looks so freaking beautiful.
Ampere managed it at 1440p.
Yeah, look at that! Look at that! Look at how beautiful that is.
And while to be fair, they had a little help from DLSS and from a new learning algorithm that derives missing color data from an incomplete image to improve performance.
You know, I'm not even joking. When I saw that side-to-side performance, look at this. This is a 20 series. This is a 30 series. It looks like there's TV. It looks like TV static, doesn't it?
Missing color data from an incomplete image to improve performance. Optimizations as a concept are nothing new, and the results here speak for themselves.
Absolutely,
NVIDIA's also got a new memory signaling technique, which carries 4 possible values per cycle compared to only 2, effectively doubling the amount of memory bandwidth.
It's just
while also
fucking
increasing
insane.
the frequency significantly. So with the RTX 3080, you're going to get 10 gigs, and it's going to run 320 watts of rated power. With the RTX 3070,
like I said, 320 watts of power. This is why I have a 750 watt power supply currently. A 750 watt power supply. It's enough when I was running Pascal. It was perfect when I was running Pascal. But I need to upgrade to a 1000 watt power supply so that I can run this 30. Oh, well, that's the 3070. Wait. Here we go. This is the 3080. Like I said before, I need to have a 1000 watt power supply to run this beast.
And it's going to run 300.
And I can imagine a lot of you people in the comments are probably saying, "Oh, you don't need a 1000 watt power supply." With all the shit that I really need to put in my computer, like the NVMe SSDs, the flat SSDs, as well as the SATA SSDs, rather. as well as the hard disk drives for video and for video editing and stuff. Absolutely, I need a 1,000 watt power supply because it's gonna chew up a lot of of watts.
20 watts of rated power with the RTX.
And I can imagine why not make a workstation, because I don't want to.
3070 getting 8 gigs of a more traditional GDDR6 at a mere 220 watts. Put that in context, a 2080 Ti was only 250 watts. Hoo-wee! And NVIDIA claims that RTX 3070, even though it consumes less power, is faster than the $1,200 2080 Ti with the new RTX 3080, doubling the performance of the 2080. And this is at $499 and $699 respectively.
Yeah, which ain't bad.
There's nothing else I can say. I'm absolutely
It's not
mind-blown.
bad in
They even
terms of
light
the
up.
pricing.
But the question is, why? Why, after all these years of driving GPU prices up, has NVIDIA decided to bestow upon us these benevolent prices? We've got a couple of theories. One is that RTX 2080 and 2070 sales were something of a disappointment. I mean, it's not that they were terrible cards, they just weren't a very compelling upgrade for anyone who already owned a high-end 1000 series.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the same thing that I said. I looked at reviews, and I wanted to keep my Pascal. I didn't want to waste money on Turing, so I wanted to make a better investment on the next best thing, which is, at this point, Ampere. And I'm definitely going to be getting an Ampere graphics card, no question about it. This is a big investment for me. This is a big investment for my channel. This is a big investment for the streaming platform that I'm going to be using this on.
So looking back then, in whatever the past version of a crystal ball is, it seems like NVIDIA priced Turing high due to uncertain yields with TSMC, and then hoped that RTX ray tracing would be enough to carry it to the new price point. So then now, because Samsung has worked with NVIDIA to make this custom 8nm process, presumably it's more reliable, which means that despite the cost per wafer almost certainly being higher, as they tend to be as we keep shrinking the process lower, they're getting more usable chips out of them, working out to a much lower cost, which is great for consumers.
Absolutely,
I think it's fair to say that this is shaping up to be an absolute unicorn of a GPU release. Make sure you guys are subscribed, by the way, so you don't miss our review. And
I'm
there's
definitely
also another
subscribed.
angle to the pricing.
I mean,
With
as you can
launch
see,
dates
I am
set for the
subscribed,
end
but I
of
haven't
Q3
rung the
and
bell
beginning
yet.
of
So
Q4,
there we go, I rung the bell.
It's pretty clear who NVIDIA sees as the real competition for 3000 series, and it's not AMD. Or at least not directly anyway.
No.
It's Sony and Microsoft with the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And
By the way, I'm getting both of those consoles just to let you know. A lot of people are like, oh, you should get one, not the other. And I'm like, I don't care. Console wars can suck it. I'm getting both.
by getting out ahead of those launches,
And okay, I'll explain in another video why I'm getting both as well. So don't worry your pretty little heads about it, console war purists.
NVIDIA seems to be trying to steal some of the thunder, hopefully preventing gamers from being lured away from PC, where NVIDIA dominates, over to consoles where they will, I don't know, I guess there's Nintendo Switch?
Hey, the Nintendo Switch is a good console. I have one. Alright, let's move on.
One big hint here is that just like the PS5, the RTX 3000 GPUs have the ability to decompress data directly from an SSD attached to the system using direct storage. This means load times can be much shorter, and the CPU doesn't need to get bogged down decompressing the gigantic assets that make up today's game world.
Which is insane to think about. And another thing is that what I want to do is I want to make sure... Here's what I want to do. This is why I want a couple of SSDs paired with the NVMe. This is why I want a couple of SATA SSDs paired with an NVMe SSD. The NVMe SSD, like I said, is going to be for the operating system only. It's only going to be for the operating system and a few major programs. The SATA SSDs are going to be for certain games that are beneficial into using an SSD. Okay, Then you have the hard disk drives, which are for older games slash video and audio reproduction. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly how I'm going to do it. And we're going to move on from there on out. And I'm also going to be doing a lot of backups. I'm going to get a flash drive, possibly a 128 gigabyte flash drive. I'm going to back up a lot of my audio files, a couple of my videos, a couple of my photos, and I want to make sure that I get everything backed up so that when I get my new hard drives and solid state drives, what I could do is I could transfer them easily from the flash drive into the computer with no issue whatsoever. So that's that, and I hope that you all understand that what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to upgrade my computer into what I want it to be. I want it to be a streaming and gaming machine. I want it to. Now, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, why not make it into a workstation?" Because it's not working. It's what I do for fun. I work already at another place, and I'm enjoying that job a lot. I want to make my streaming time when I have my days off enjoyable as possible.
Just like on the PlayStation 5 then, developers who leverage this technology can achieve more seamless loading and asset streaming than was previously possible. It also means that NVMe and even PCI Express Gen 4 might actually become useful for gamers, where load times are notoriously CPU bound in spite of the storage speed of modern systems. NVIDIA is also hyper-focused on content creation here, looking to lure streamers and machinima enthusiasts with NVIDIA Broadcast and NVIDIA Omniverse Machinima.
The Omniverse Machinima, I'm actually kind of interested in how that's going to work, because we'll get to the broadcast in a bit, but the Omniverse, I'm very interested in that because I actually want to make a machinima myself, because I want to do, like, a lot of people say that I have a knack for acting, whether it be voice acting or, like, physical acting. So I want to use the Omniverse Machinima creator to make a machinima, like, with a game that I really enjoy, for example, like Skyrim or anything else, so let's move on.
NVIDIA Broadcast includes a number of tools to apply effects to the microphone input, camera, and speakers using tensor cores in what looks like a continuation of what RTX Voice started. So in addition to the noise removal that was possible before, we can now, without a green screen, automatically remove backgrounds and apply a blur effect or backdrop, and more with what looks like a very convincing effect compared to current solutions. NVIDIA Omniverse Machinima.
I mean, I got a green screen right over here. I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly happy with that, so I really don't need anything with broadcast. So, here we go. Omniverse.
Or NOM, I guess. Wash it down with a drink with a water bottle from ltdstore.com? No? Okay, whatever. NOM lets you import game libraries and tools, apply materials, physics simulations, poses captured from webcams, automatic facial animations from recorded audio, and more to create a wholly unique scene for doing your own machinima. It's kind of like Ansel, except that you get full control over the scene instead of just the camera. They provided a pretty great looking example of a short clip of a siege to give us an idea of what can be accomplished. And quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if developers or even animators end up drafting scenes this way.
I wouldn't be surprised either, and it looked pretty good. I mean, a little jittery in spots, but I think that's because of the I think it may have been either the lighting or the the mocap problems. So.
Pretty cool. So then, RTX 3000. Much less of a middle finger directly to Radeon Technologies Group, and much more of a middle finger to the consoles. Which isn't to say, though, that NVIDIA hasn't done some extra credit work against RTG as well. Do you remember Radeon anti-lag and how NVIDIA originally claimed that it was just a tweak that users could already do to their drivers, and then realized, oops, it's actually something more, and then they released NVIDIA ultra-low latency? Well, now they're putting the cherry on top with what they're calling NVIDIA Reflex, a driver path optimization technique that should be available to all GTX 1000 and newer users to reduce total system latency by up to roughly half. Now, the exact mechanisms that they're exploiting to do this are currently unknown, but presumably there's a cost of some sort somewhere, and you'll probably lose a bit of driver level control in the process. Finally, there's the one more thing. RTX 3090 is the formal name of this generation's Titan, but Jensen lovingly referred to it as the BF GPU. It sucks back a rated 300.
Okay, yeah, that was the funny part about that, the BF GPU. I actually visibly laughed out loud when I saw that. I'm like, oh no, NVIDIA, what are you doing? No, that's, oh, and I just groaned and I laughed. It was fun. It was fun when I heard about that.
And 50 watts, hence the fancy new 12-pin power connector, has over 10,000 CUDA cores and 24 gigs of GDDR6X memory, and comes in at $1499, meaning it's certainly priced like a Titan, but unlike the last couple of generations of Titans, it also appears to be spec'd like a Titan, and it might even be worth that obscene price tag.
Yes, that is exactly what I said on stream earlier. I said that the 3090 looks and is supposedly spec'd like a Titan. Looking at the specs, it looks massively insane, and I can understand why it's priced that way. So kudos to NVIDIA to backing up the high price with good specs. And that is definitely a workstation card. That is definitely, no doubt, a workstation card. So, there.
They rolled out an LG 8K OLED TV to game on and demonstrated 8K 60 FPS gameplay using DLSS and RTX. Not only did the beefed up tensor cores appear to handle 8K upscaling without breaking a sweat, the RTX 3090 can apparently even record 8K HDR gameplay with shadow play. In fact, there's bits and pieces in the whole presentation that allude to upgrades across the board. AV1 codec support for decode is now available, and NVENC is presumably no different on the rest of the Ampere cards, making 4K HDR shadow play a thing now. To go with it, it looks like we're finally getting HDMI 2.1 and probably more, but we can figure all of that out in our review. For now, all that's left to say is, boy, is it ever good to see the effects of more competition in the gaming hardware space.
I would agree.
Even if it came from a bit of an unexpected direction. Unlike my...
Hardy har har. My current second monitor is an HP 2000 W2007, which is a standard VGA DVI monitor. I don't mind it. I like it. I'm fine with it. I'm okay with it. I'm looking to upgrade that monitor to another Asus monitor. The current monitor that I have currently, if I can go ahead and go to my orders, go back to 2017, which is when I last ordered this monitor, this beast of a monitor. This is the current monitor that I have on this computer. I'll actually show you here. This is the monitor. This is the Asus monitor that I have. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, right there. It says Asus. There's the 3D logo right over there. Knocked over the mic almost. And oh no, and things are knocking over. Things are falling down. Okay, that is not good. There we go. And I have to move you over right here. There we go. This is the current monitor that I have on this side, and it says I last purchased this like 3 days before Christmas. This is the monitor that I want to have to replace my HP W2007, the Asus TUF Gaming VG259QM 24.5 inch monitor. It is still a 1080p full HD monitor, and it uses 280 hertz. It has G-Sync, and I'm ridiculously excited for it. It uses DisplayPort and HDMI, to which I want to which I say, let's replace DVI altogether and get 2 DisplayPort monitors for a good 144 hertz gameplay time. Now, a lot of people are probably wondering, why don't you use one of the newer monitors from Asus or Acer uh, to support the 30 series graphics cards and use that as your main monitor and use your current first monitor as your second monitor? I'll think about that once I see the prices of the monitors. If the prices are reasonable, maybe I'll get it. So we'll go ahead and think about that later. Alright, so I have taken about 30 minutes of your time. I really do apologize, but you know what? I hope you do enjoy this look into the 30 series graphics cards, and I gotta say, I'm truly excited. I'm truly looking forward to the 3080 and what it will bring to the channel, be it Twitch or YouTube. I'm ridiculously excited. Let's get this going. Let's get this hype train rolling. All right, I am going to head out. I'm CG All Day 1130. I'm the Lord of the Island. And if you are staying with us as a new inhabitant, please feel free to follow me on Twitch or subscribe right here on YouTube, and be sure to ring the bell and for notifications, obviously. And if you want to check on the Discord channel, please let me know either in the comments or DM me on Twitch. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good night, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, and wear a mask when in public. Have a good night, everyone.